Are you considering enrolling in Intro to Psychology this semester? Well, if you go back about 50 or 75 years, you could be adding a different type of psychology course to your ACES book bag. Think ESP, telepathy, and precognition.
I think it was around 1927 that William McDougall, who was a very famous psychologist, who was the chairman of the psychology department at that time, brought Dr. Rhine and his wife Louisa to Duke to set up a parapsychology laboratory within the psychology department.
This is our museum of the equipment that was used in parapsychology in the early days when the center was formed. Over here, this is one of the screens that was used with the ESP cards that were originally used for testing telepathy and precognition. And you can see, you might recognize some of these cards. They were used in Ghostbusters and some other popular movies and some other places. But they were actually invented at Duke University back in the 1920s. And they were used for testing in the Duke Parapsychology Lab back in the 20s.
Despite Duke's history as a hub for parapsychology research, the university is no longer affiliated with the Rhine Research Center.
When Dr. Rhine retired in 1965, we moved off campus and became the Foundation for Research on the Nature of Man.
The Rhine Research Center has drawn conclusions as to whether or not paranormal activity is possible.
In reading the research that's been produced, not only in the Journal of Parapsychology, but in other parts of parapsychology, evidence exists for every phenomena I mentioned. For telepathy, for clairvoyance, precognition, and for psychokinesis. Convincing scientific evidence exists for all of these phenomena.
Duke Senior Charles Lee thinks there is validity in the Rhine Center's research.
I support it. I feel like it's a scientific study just as much as physics. It's something that deserves some attention and shouldn't be mocked or anything like that.
Yet, some students are still unsure about the existence of paranormal activity.
In terms of paranormal research, I actually don't really believe it. However, I still wouldn't mess with it. I do believe there's something out there, sort of, like spirits and stuff like that, but I still don't like to believe it because I believe if you believe in it, then it probably will be there.
I think Duke still is a hot spot for paranormal activity. I don't like sleeping in my apartment by myself because doors randomly open and close. So it's just the air conditioning. No, there's some disgruntled Duke student who didn't make it through finals week, and he's haunting my apartment, I'm sure of it.